4 signs that show that the guy is in love. Hello, ladies. Thanks for tuning in. Before we start, please like and subscribe. And don't forget that you can have 3 chapters of my femininity guide, How to Bag a High Caliber Man in 12 Weeks.
This is the book you need if you are somewhat secure already, but you don't understand why getting commitment with high status men is hard. So I can't believe I'm giving away those chapters for free. Click the link in my description box to grab them.
Today, I want to discuss the 4 signs that show that a guy is in love. And the reason for that is that the other day I was talking in a Facebook group, a hypergamous Facebook group, and one lady was convinced that a guy could be in love, but because he wasn't ready for commitment, he would just not commit. And that's okay, like in the sense where it's okay for you to have some beliefs about the male psychology when you aren't a dating coach, a femininity coach, and all of that is normal. And this is the reason why I have this page, and it's the reason why I have my Instagram page, I Value Queens, and I have this YouTube channel. It's for you to understand male psychology better, because if you understand their psychology better, you can have the upper hand when dating. So you need to understand how men fall in love. So many women think that by giving him great sex, by being, cute, laughing together, and all of that's gonna be easier for him. It's gonna be, faster for him, and obvious to him to commit. And if you have, amazing sex, and you are pretty and all of that, he's gonna commit. But it doesn't work like that.
You can be cute and great in bed,
But
but
if in his heart it doesn't make sense to him to commit to you, he won't commit. So by that I mean, if he's not in love, he won't commit. Men are pretty easy, especially when they are healthy. Like a man who is healthy and who isn't a weirdo, who is not 100% confident in himself, but sometimes he has the confidence that he needs to approach the women that he likes. He won't commit if he's not in love. He can entertain you, he can take you on nice dates, he can, have casual hookups with you, he can take you to nice dates and even travel with you and all of that. But if he's not in love, he won't commit. He will still be open to meeting new women. He won't give you any sort of commitment. Like he won't tell you, okay, now Anna, we are together, you are my girl. Okay. So you need to understand how they are, and by understanding how they are, it's going to be easier for you to date from a place of confidence. So for them to fall in love, you need to throw them off of their game. And that's the reason why I have my guide, How to Bag a High Caliber Man in 12 Weeks. That's the guide that I created for women who are already more or less secure, but what they like, what they lack is a great understanding of male psychology. And in there you have all the steps to make him fall in love within 12 weeks. So the reason why right now you struggle with getting commitment is that you aren't aware of you aren't aware of the fact that there are a few things that you need to do to make them fall in love. They don't fall in love by accident, and also it doesn't take them 2 years to fall in love. It happens quickly. For women, it's different. Like a woman can learn to love a guy, and that's the reason why maybe you tend to stay in situationships for way too long. You think over time it's gonna end up, opening his eyes and see how wifey material you are, but that's not that. Okay, it's not by cooking for him, by cleaning for him, it's not by doing his lunchbox that's gonna see how wifey material you are. It's not like that at all. Okay, you have some practical things to do weekly when you are with him, but also away from him. This is how you're gonna make him fall in love. Okay, it doesn't take him 6 months. Like a woman can fall in love in 6 months. And actually I have a friend like that, and now she's married with her husband. She has been married for 30 years, but I know that it took her 6 months to be in love with her guy. And for us women it happens, but for men it's not like that. If you have been with him for 6 months and he's still not in love, and he's still saying that doesn't want to commit, you need to let him go. Now, maybe you are committed with him, or maybe like things are progressing, but you don't know yet if you don't know clearly if he's in love. So the first sign that's gonna show that he's in love is that he commits. Okay, if he's not committed, he's not in love. That This is as simple as that. But at the same time, a guy can commit to you because he doesn't have tons of options. So you need to know that it's easier for a guy to have consistent sex in a relationship than outside of a relationship, because if he's single and he wants consistent sex, it means that he needs to go to bars every week and look someone to go out with him every week, and that's exhausting and that's also expensive. And if he's a high performer, like, he needs to perform well at work as well, so he won't have time to go to pubs every night, but at the same time work hard, work long hours as well. Like, if he works in finance, if he works in merch and acquisition, he will be at the office until 10 p.m. or sometimes even midnight, because he can see that his peers stay the whole evening, so he won't have time to look for hookups and also work as hard as his peers. So it's easier for him to have a woman at home, and this is how this is why they seek stability. When they work hard, it's more convenient for them to have a proper relationship, because now they don't have to spread their energy everywhere to have money, but at the same time companionship, love, and consistent sex. For a man, like, having a woman in his life is even more important than having money. And that's the reason why when you go on Tinder, there are some men with no money who are looking for women, and you are so frustrated, like, why don't you get a job first instead of looking for women? And the reason for that is that for them, having a girl is more important than having money. Like, money comes second. Like, I have heard some very successful men actually say that when they are committed, they actually make even more money, because now they have the stability. And not only that, it's also the fact that when they choose to commit, it's because they are in love. They see a potential in the relationship, so they won't cheat. They're committed to making it work, so they won't cheat. And because they can't be stimulated by looking for other women, they're gonna stimulate themselves by making more money. So yeah, this was the first thing. So a man who is in love is a man who commits. The second sign that you're gonna see is that he's gonna stop entertaining other women, so you won't be seeing him adding new women on social media. And you might see him actually delete some women who post provocative pictures on social media, because he might be afraid of you inter- interpreting this wrong. Some men will keep it, but most of them, like many of them, will simply delete it because they don't want any trouble with you. And also, like, you can't ask him to delete those women, and this is where actually you get to see what kind of man you are dealing with, because a man who is high value and who is committed and who wants peace in the relationship will naturally delete any woman that might look a bit too provocative on social media. So yeah, there is that. And even if he doesn't delete them, you won't see them liking those pictures or being in their DMs. Okay, this is the bare minimum. And another thing that he won't do as well is telling you, yeah, no, I want to keep my Bumble profile active. You won't hear that. There is that. And also he won't tell you, yeah, you can also keep Bumble, I don't mind. Okay, it's gonna be clear to you and to him that that profile is deleted, and you have nothing to worry about. So yeah, a guy who's in love is a guy who's gonna commit.
Anywhere between 9 to 12 weeks.
So gonna be a guy who stops entertaining other women. The next thing that you're gonna see if he's in love is that's gonna give you everything he has. Okay, by everything I talk about finances. It's important to feel like, yeah, he's giving me what he has, and he's not stingy with his money, because you can date a guy who is rich, but it doesn't mean that he gives you money, or he buys you gifts. I know that money isn't like, yeah, spiritually money is an unlimited resource, but maybe in his pocket it's not totally unlimited. But he upgrades his skills. He makes sure that if you have a family, he's gonna have enough to provide for you and the family. Doesn't expect you to work if you are pregnant, or even if you don't want to. It's clear to you that if you get married, you're gonna have a trust fund, and he can finance this trust fund and all of that. So yeah, a man who loves you is a man who's gonna give you what he has. Okay, everything he's gonna have is gonna be for you, not in a toxic way in a way where you abuse him financially, but in a way where he's pleased to give. Okay, so this is a sign that you want to see, but at the same time as well, a man can be particularly generous and still cheat, entertain other women, all of that. So what I'm saying here alone doesn't make sense. Like alone, it doesn't mean that he's in love. You need to see all of those things to know that he's in love. Another thing that you need to see to know that he's in love is that he's gonna make sacrifices. So there is that video of, I'm sure you know her. It's Lauren Buren. It's Gypsy Lust. No, Gypsy Lust on Instagram. So a while ago, she used to date. His name was Jake. They used to be together, and when they broke up, she made a video to talk about their breakup and why they broke up and all of that. So basically, he stopped being in love, and she said something important. She said he stopped making sacrifices for me, and it leads us to my next point. A man who is in love is a man who's gonna make sacrifices for you. And this is the definition of love, actually. Like, you don't have to be religious. I'm not, but you can still learn from love when you read, the scripture. In the Bible, Jesus dies for his kids, for his children, and him being crucified is him sacrificing himself for his children, or for us, shall we just like for us. And that's a great lesson on love. It's, is he making sacrifices for you? Let's say you have kids, like, and they aren't his kids. Does he wake up extra early to take them to school while you stay in bed to sleep because, I don't know, maybe you had a night shift? You see, think about that. Or maybe, let's say you have a kid who has dyslexia and is really good in math. Like, does he leave work earlier to be able to tutor your kids? You see, those are sacrifices that is making, because he could also think, oh no, I want, like, he could help when he's at home and he has nothing else to do, then that's comfortable for him. Like, it doesn't cost him much, but does he say no to, grabbing a beer with his colleagues to be home to help your kids, for example? So you see, that's a sacrifice. And when you see sacrifices like that in a relationship, it means that he's in love. And by the way, if you have a challenge right now in your love life and you feel hopeless and what you see online isn't helping you, and you need, personalized advice, you are free to DM me on Instagram at High Value Queens. Talk about it, and I'm gonna let you know if I can help.